Mobility is one of the key drivers for progress in society, but what actually is mobility? When looking for an explanation, you will come across at least 3 definitions of the term. Literally, mobility means the ability to be moved. Spatial mobility refers to the movement of individuals, groups, or objects from one place to another. Social mobility defines the movement of people from one social or economic class to another. Finally, mobility means the access to information and communication everywhere you are. This often works with the help of mobile devices in the World Wide Web. Although one might first associate mobility to vehicles and transportation, this video will focus on mobile devices, since the technological progress in the field of smartphones, tablets, and other portable devices has been much more tremendous in the last 10 years. Just compare the phone which you used 10 years ago to the phone you are holding in your hand right now. Do you see the difference? Moreover, a mobile device has become affordable for billions of people around the globe. In addition to that, innovation in the field of mobile devices has changed society profoundly. Let us take the African continent as an example to outline this. There, the number of mobile phone users has grown significantly over the past 10 years. In Kenya, for example, the mobile company Safaricom saw its subscriber base increase in excess of 500-fold between 2000 and 2010. What has been a luxury in the last decade has now become a basic necessity. Let's now take a look at how mobile phones have changed those people's lives. To better illustrate that, we'll take an average person. Let's name her Sarah. Just 10 years ago, Sarah would have had to walk an entire day to the next bank in order to withdraw money to be able to buy things. That is, if she even had a bank account at all. Now, she can pay everything with her phone. She can pay bills, airtime, goods, or even make payments to individuals next to her, or even to relatives living abroad via mobile banking. Depending on the country where Sarah lives, it might be the case that there is no formal education or that it is too expensive. Now, Sarah has access to education, knowledge, and information because she has a phone that is connected to the World Wide Web. In many countries, up to 30% of all distributed drugs are faked. It might even lead to death. Now, Sarah can use an app on her phone to check the barcode on the drug to verify that it's genuine. Furthermore, if she does not feel good, she can message her doctor to find out if the long trip to the doctor is really necessary. In some areas, it takes some days for the doctor to arrive if an accident were to occur. Now, it is much easier to interchange information about how to help the injured person and how to get to his or her location. This form of innovating thinking can save lives. The existing lack of infrastructure in Sarah's surroundings are thereby filled with new innovations based upon pre-existing ones. Sarah's father is a farmer. Today, it is much easier for him to make decisions because now he can get information about the weather, the market price, and insurances via his phone. In 2011, several thousand kilometers away from Sarah, thousands of people used their phones to communicate and organize themselves to become a very strong movement to fight their autocratic regimes during the Arab Spring. Mubarak, Egypt's ruler, feared this power so much that he switched off to Egypt's connection to the World Wide Web in January 2011 in the hopes that it would slow down the rebel activity and networking. Again, some hundreds of kilometers away, thousands of people use their phones to organize their escape or use apps to find lost beloved ones again. Innovation in mobile devices, of course, also changed profoundly our lives in Europe and North America. Our smartphones have enabled us to communicate all over the world instantly and with minimal cost. Skype calls, being conducted privately as well as in companies, have made many kinds of physical appointments redundant. Money transactions can now be done on an app designed by our banks, making it unnecessary to go there. Looking at the examples we have mentioned before, it becomes increasingly obvious that all 3 types of mobility are connected to each other. Mobile devices can help people to achieve social mobility since they have a better and easier access to education and other important information relevant to their work. Spatial mobility can be seen as a necessary prerequisite to achieve social mobility. To illustrate that, let's go back to the example of Sarah. Every morning, Sarah walks several hours to get to school in order to get an education to hopefully find a job. This could then be her possibility to move in society. At the same time, mobile devices and information technology make it less necessary to be spatially mobile, enabling you to conduct video calls, exchange files, messages, and data, as well as to control machines and gadgets, although being thousands of miles away. Looking at the future of mobility, there will be many further innovations changing spatial mobility, such as new, more efficient models of electric cars. In the sector of mobile information, let's consider 2 innovations which will have a tremendous impact on our future. These are location-based services and virtual reality. Location-based services refer to the fact that every mobile phone can be tracked at any time. Today already, this allows companies to send us specialized advertisements on our phones. For example, whenever we are near a shopping mall. Pokemon Go, an example of an augmented reality game, has recently enjoyed great popularity and success. Since these games provide additional information or content to a real environment, they are dependent on location tracking. Already now, we can receive news, information, and warnings about the weather or traffic jams based on our very specific location. In the future, news agencies can then send breaking news that are vital for the location you are at in the moment. For example, when there is a terrorist threat. This would profoundly improve our information supply by ensuring that we get the information that we actually need at a particular place in a specific moment. Another very promising future of mobile technology is virtual reality. With the help of software, it generates realistic visuals and surrounding sounds replicating a real environment. Being able to walk and interact in this environment, the user has a feeling of really being present in this virtual environment. Today, virtual reality headsets are still bulky, costly, and mainly used for entertainment. However, it is likely that the headsets will become more handy and more affordable in the next years, making it easy to imagine the potential future fields of application of virtual reality. After losing the bid to become the next president of the United States, Donald Trump sets his sights upon becoming the head of the European Union Council instead. To prepare himself for the role of the most important man on earth, he puts on his virtual reality glasses. No, of course not. Let's go back to the topic and look at the future potential of virtual reality. Let's take a look at Heinrich. Heinrich is in his last year of gymnasium in Flensburg and was traveling for his winter holiday to Vancouver to participate in a ski camp. Unfortunately, Heinrich was injured due to his intense skiing activity. Therefore, he was not able to fly back home to attend the rest of his classes. At the moment, it is only possible to stare at his 2D screen and look at the class lectures from Skype. In the future, Heinrich will have the possibility to use his virtual reality glasses and feel like an active, independent participant in the lectures alongside his classmates. Then, the virtual reality of Heinrich's hospital room will fuse with the actual reality in his German classroom. This fusion of the virtual and actual reality can be used to aid services such as medicine, tourism, and military activity. However, future innovations in the field of mobile devices are not only advantageous. By the advance of virtual reality, personal interaction between people could further diminish. The result could be that everyone would only communicate via VR headset. Natural, traditional bonds, such as family activities or activities amongst friends, may not occur anymore in the future. Another sizable point of concern is privacy. Will smartphones, messengers, location-based services, and virtual reality only improve and facilitate our lives, or will they harass us more than they already do with personalized advertisements and sell our personal data to companies? Will location-based services be used to systematically provide us with information based on our current location to help us, or will the technology be misused to send us a mammoth amount of location-specialized advertisement? Who will profit from innovation in the field of mobile devices? Although a considerable amount of possibilities can be presently imagined, especially with virtual reality, it is not assumable that the majority of people can benefit from them, since many times an innovation can only be afforded by the wealthiest people on the globe. Applications in virtual reality in the military may better prepare soldiers for the future tasks or combats. At the same time, they also provide perfectionate warfare and reduce the individual's hesitation of using a gun. Moreover, terrorists might also be using virtual reality to better prepare for their target before conducting a bomb attack. In the field of news reports and propaganda, virtual reality might also open an entirely new field for the manipulation of images in order to incite the population to provoke conflicts. Therefore, we can see that every new innovation is like a knife, with which one can either heal or kill someone. What will the future of mobility and of mobile devices look like? What impact will new innovations such as the virtual reality headset have on people's daily lives, companies' performances, and the world's stability? Will a majority of people experience an improvement in access to health, education, and life quality? Or will only a very small group of elites benefit by maximizing their profit? There are indeed many reasons to doubt whether innovation in the field of mobile devices can really make our lives great again. First of all, it is contested whether developers will really be able to transform a virtual reality headset during the next few years into a practical device affordable to all. In addition to this, many risks can be seen coming along with the technology threatening our privacy and opening new doors for warfare and manipulation. Hence, it might be better for the mobile devices industry to take a step back and improve what is already there. Are there alternatives that are easier to develop and to produce for the mass of consumers? An alternative could be to build on the worldwide success of the smartphone and further research about improvements of voice control, internet speed, video calls, or battery performance. In that way, a large number of improvements and people would then benefit having avoided many risks which may come along with new kinds of mobile devices. Wouldn't it be a great thing to produce a high-performing mobile device in an environment-friendly and sustainable manner? Should the future of mobility result in maximizing the profits of the rich, or should it rather attempt to meet the needs of the common people and giving them a better quality of life, such as in Sarah's case? Thank you for watching. This video was made by Salome Ecker, Linda Mosler, Simon Boltz, and Angelica Estevez. Disclaimer: the images used in the making of this film were taken from the Prezi.com website search engine. Thanks for watching!